before you think, speak, and do, take into account eternity and reality, the truth of reality before you think, speak, or do. Right? It's very important, man. Come to terms with what life really is and what really gives life meaning and helps us understand the beauty of the gift, right? So you're sitting there listening to the football people talk, and in ancient times that they'd talk like this, I'm not sure if they would have, but you never know. You didn't probably have to worry about the Messiah watching and listening, because we didn't have global communications like this, and he probably wasn't. He's probably too busy doing something like trying to talk local magistrates and mass murderers and to stop, mass murdering, because it's insane to mass murder people, because it doesn't help us be better human beings and reflect the beauty of the gift, the truth of the gift of our lives, right? So, sitting there talking to these players, outstanding under pressure. Under pressure, okay. I didn't see any of these little fashion models in Cochise County no. I did talk to some kids from England that talked about, that were in the military. We were walking home and we were talking, and they said that, we had so much land and space here compared to Britain, where people are just piled on top of each other. And I said, yeah, we do have a lot of land and space and stuff, but you got to make sure you have what you need for people to live there. You got to have water, and you got to be able to have people be able to work well with the ecosystem to make sure that it handles what everybody's doing right. And that one little lady I was watching, talking about these traps of this land you buy, and you can't compost toilet, you can't go this, and the soil can't handle this and stuff. You need a septic tank because the soil can't handle our process. Yeah, if soil doesn't handle our process, we've learned that through years of trial and error, about where to go potty, where not to go potty, where to, yada, yada. And so if you potty there, it gets in your drinking water, and you can't do that. That's not good, right? And stuff, especially in the desert. It doesn't clean out as well and as fast. 4 brothers who left Arkansas set out to get the gambler who murdered their pa. 4 brothers and 3 in their teens set out to get the man who killed their pa in New Orleans. Right, the gambler. They all died at a water hole. Yeah. But before you say pressure, seriously? Okay, pressure. Redeeming the Gospels. Oh, no pressure there, none whatsoever. No pressure there, Jesus, Moses, Daniel, Joseph, Haile Selassie, Earl. Hi, I'm Earl. But no pressure there. No. Redeeming the Gospels, making sure you maintain your faith under the most heinous conditions because you have so many psychotic, manipulative unbelievers. No pressure whatsoever. But Earl, I'm sarcastic. Don't you ever forget that. Okay, remember that. I am the TV. I tell people that all the time on Facebook when I was on Facebook. I'm the Messiah and I watch TV. Okay. They all pretend Jesus is watching, is so proud of them doing stupid shit for money. Okay. But when Earl's watching, going, guys, would you stand up for the Lord's Prayer for me and Jesus? Okay, if you don't do it for me, do it for Jesus. I understand I'm obnoxious, and Jesus isn't as obnoxious as me. But Jesus did call everybody hypocrites and heathens. So he called them all pimps and Johns, good for nothing, murdering pimps and Johns. So I think Jesus was a lot like me, and I'm a lot like Jesus. But I don't know. We'll ask quantum computing if artificial general intelligence is intelligent enough to be anything like me and Jesus and not like you pimps and Johns. Okay. Earl. It's crazy, yo. It is very crazy. But, you sit and you listen to these people talk, and guys, as far as the apocalypse goes and the restoration of the redemption of the apostles and the messiahs, and the standard of okay, put him in the worst bowels of hell and he'll sell out, and by January 22nd, 2013, I had already done everything required. Everything after that is just gravy, Okay, how much can we ignore him and fuck with him and think we're doing better than he is with our invention trying to replace the truth of creation? Okay, And so since January 2nd, 2013, today's the 11th day of July in the year of our Lord 2026. And so, it's been a long time, And it's been more time that you guys have been ignoring me and abusing me with the poor people that you manipulated into genocide operations than Joseph's been in prison. And Daniel's been, yeah. And you can't do anything unless you're like, no, I'm not gonna do anything stupid to get incarcerated in Santa Fe and have to kill people that try to sexually assault me. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. We already tried that back during the Susanna Martinez, Koch brothers, Todd Garrison fiasco, and that was before January 22nd, 2013. Macaroons. Okay, shit. You can't do anything about Todd Garrison. You can't do anything about Susanna Martinez and the Koch brothers. You can't do a damn thing about that. All you can do is just be, hi, I'm like Job and Jonah. And no, you're not. Okay, no, I'm not. Okay, by all means, let's build a factory in Arkansas, put out toxic waste, and then check and see how the poor people react to it. And if they can recover from the poisoning, let's pay for their medical insurance and then purchase their DNA. Assimilate that. Boy, next thing you know, you'll be running around trying to have sex with your cousins, right? Guys. Polynesian Islands. Okay. Running around trying to have sex with your cousins. Try to find a way to go around in the Polynesian Islands not having sex with your cousins. And besides, Klaus von Sydow and Julie Andrews, more than likely are cousins. Okay. Yeah. Okay. The ones that went to Hawaii and said, you're having sex with your brother and that's a sin. It's like, you're having sex with your cousin and you just forked a little bit more because your self-righteousness required it. But it's real hard on the island of Maui to find anybody who's not a relative to have babies with. When Adam and Eve, they had children. Yeah. Adam and Eve, they had children. I know, you get all those self-righteous hypocrites with that bullshit, Okay, Adam and Eve had children. And we're alive in tribalism because of Adam and Eve had children. Okay, well, what happened is Cain and Abel were born, and then they took 100 pounds of clay, and Dad blew air into them. And then what happened? We had a car dealership with balloon people. Or we went to Kessel Boutique and got our girlfriend. We got 100 pounds of clay, right? Okay? Do you understand what's happening here? When you have defective genes in the gene pool, that's when you start to have problems with reproduction. Okay? And what causes defective genes in the gene pool? Toxic interactive activity among human beings. Arrogance, ignorance, selfishness, narcissism, stupidity. Not going, oh, if you don't drink the pee-pee, it makes you sick. Don't do that. Look at all the things and look at the things, like what would they teach you when you get a job at a store holding food hostage and selling it to people to avoid lawsuits. You can't have it at this temperature or that one. That person's going to be Wanabe Flux, Whippet, Coral, or die. Lawsuit, company's out of business. Oh, no. No more Aramco? No more Kalshi? No more Factor? No more 4imprint? Oh no. Oh no, no more Montgomery Ward, Sil Roebuck, JCPenney, Woolworths. Aren't they out of business? Didn't they used to get in trouble because they wouldn't isn't that where they had all the sit-ins in the South? For the black folk trying to get served food because they had money to get served food? Right. What happens if you just have food at home and you don't have to have other people act like you're the king and queen of England because you got paper with dead slaveholders' faces on it, backed up by rocks at Fort Knox? That is totally insane. That's everything Jesus told us to do to live in heaven on earth, isn't it there? Okay, what do you want? First things first. My name is Jesus of Nazareth. I am channeling myself like Abraham Hicks was channeled through Earl Parsons here. He's my psychic medium. He's not from Long Island, but he's from Las Cruces, and that'll do. Okay, what I want you to do first, right, is get in boats and come across the United States of America. Right. And get all the yellow rocks you can and put them in a place called Fort Knox, Kansas. That is going to be your standard of my manifest destiny commands to, be sovereign over speak softly, carry a big stick. Then I want you to take pictures of people that were slaveholders. You mean like Nebuchadnezzar and Pharaoh and Caesar? Yes. And then I want you to call them your founding fathers, because they pretty much tried to rape everybody out of existence by buying them, owning them, and then selling them if they didn't capitulate as good house slaves and good field workers. Right. And then, a lot like Pharaoh and Caesar. And yes. Okay. Then what else do I want you to do? Then, okay, you got the rocks with the papers. It's a gold standard with the slaveholder portraits on papers that's more valuable than a child who's trying to find a place for promised land just to have clean water, suitable shelter, and healthy food. And what? And then have the French hoodwink you into taking all their people they didn't want by giving you a big metal statue that said, give me your week, your week. Okay, wait, you're screwing with the narrative there. What happened? We're losing order. We're not America. What made America great was Fort Knox, bloody Kansas, Who's a smartass getting a smartass with my narrative here? I'm channeling myself through Earl Parsons here, and someone came into the room and said something obnoxious. Okay, the rest of you mediums, Charlie Chan in the meeting at midnight. Okay, you need to get out of here and stop messing with the narrative. This is scripture. It's not the Gospels. No. So the people that live the Gospels can't channel Abraham Hicks. No, it's Jesus. Earl, you're channeling Jesus. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were channeling Abraham Hicks. Jesus, I'm sorry. Okay, Earl, you're fine. Trust me, guys. If I was building nuclear weapons and threatened to kill everybody over my credit scores on plastic cards in their wallets, this would be comic genius, right? Uh-oh. Dude, is he offside? No. Okay. Play it right. I ain't got nothing against the Swiss. They got a bunch of poor migrant kids playing on their football team representing their country, so I'm kind of feeling a little, rooting for them. They're a bunch of poor migrant kids, and when you live in a rich white country and you're a poor migrant kid out there playing a game for money like a bunch of gladiators, and it gives them national pride and all that stuff, you kind of root for the little dummies. Well, Fort Knox, slave paper holder bags, how Bitcoin of your crypto, and watch out for scams. Okay, the biggest scam is that you value money more than life, and that you disobey the perfect commands of Jesus Christ, and then to have me sit there and you have a bunch of people think he's channeling them like people channel Abraham Hicks for money and economics, right? What do you think, I'm fucking Tony Robbins here? That's a fucking insult, right? Tony Robbins knows it is an insult. Okay, and there are a lot of you guys, rich people and famous people. I'm sitting here doing this for this Fordham dynasty, right? I'm watching these Ted Lasso commercials and stuff, and I'm sitting there getting these people, what are you worried about? Don't worry about anything. Don't worry about a damn thing. You're worried about what other people think of you, right? Well, other people are murdering stupid assholes. They accept money over life and watch people get murdered trying to survive money being more valuable than life. So don't worry about what other people think of you. They're assholes. Like Biff Tannen and the Back to the Future 3 or 4th, 6th, or 7th time. It won't last. So why are you worrying? Stop worrying. There's no need to worry. Okay. Oh, nice save. But, yeah. But no, it's there's absolutely no need to worry about anything at all, really. Well, truth will always be truth, lie will always be lie. And if you worry about what a lot of liars think about you, isn't that worrying about your lie? And truth's always going to be truth, right? So why are you worrying? Because it's seriously. If this guy's not the Messiah, who is? The genius who invented the nuclear weapon and threatens to kill everybody if they don't accept their credit scores as reality, right? Okay. Sorry. Where were we again? I don't know. I'm having you know, do you think I have a high enough test score to get into an Ivy League school? Remember when I tried to get Fordham and Columbia and all those guys back in the day to try to have them send out for me so I could, work with Mike Tutts and all that stuff on the Higgs boson stuff? You guys, because I tried the volunteering my plasma to the Cancer Research Hospital for Children in Cairo, and Facebook told me, no, you can't do that. What do you mean I can't do that? What you're doing is against policy. I offered a cancer research hospital in Cairo, Egypt, my plasma for free for cancer research. If they could just get somebody to get here in Las Cruces and pick up some of it and take, because that's what happened to me at Las Cruces Biologicals back before January 22nd, 2013. Give us your plasma, go get your plasma filled. When they incarcerated me, they put the Las Cruces Biologicals credit card thing back in my wallet and go back and get more plasma because I guess you have to voluntarily do it. I guess they can't come sneak in with commando teams and take it. I'm like, I wonder why that is. Well, I think it has something to do with I don't know. I have no idea. It's weird. Yeah, I'm not a scientist. I wouldn't know. Maybe it's like Peter Pettigrew, the thing with the servant will only be given or whatever. And so I can't tell you for sure. Okay? So, but, Earl. But, yeah, so, I don't know why. I was like, why didn't they just, come in here while I'm sleeping, bring in commando team, suck out some plasma, I can't tell you. Then I would know it's like, what? If I woke up and said, look, they came in and stuck needles in my arm and sucked plasma out. It's like, it's Las Cruces. Who would really give a fuck? No one cares. They all work for Halliburton. Halliburton don't care if an Arab baby dies sucking on a mama's tit. We're the real American heroes. Cobra! Blah, blah, blah. They suck. Yeah, they sure do. But, not much you can do about that. We are judged by our deed and we are what we do. And, relativity. And so, the way you guys got to see this and understand this is, you were going to be you in this lifetime, whether you wanted to be you or not, because you had already done what needed to be done to be you right now. Do you understand? Eternal wretchedness, ignoring Pascal's wager, Pascal's triangle. You get it? So, the whole thing, their perception of free will doesn't take into account eternity. And what they're doing, like I told that guy before, is like, you're going to be you. He told me that, and I'm like, yeah, there's no free will. And at first you kind of like sit there, well, that's true, huh? I was going to be me, whether I wanted to be me or not. It's in the book of Revelation. There's mounds and mounds and almond joys of evidence that Earl was going to be Earl regardless of what Earl did with his actions. It was other people's actions. Mom and Dad had to get together, get busy in Flagstaff. Earl be ready to come out in El Paso. Mom say, hey, get in the pickup truck and take me to Cruces. I'm not having my son be born in Texas. He's going to be a New Mexican, right? Stuff like that. Texas are in that. Texas are in that. The Ballet of Cortez and New Mexico earned that. Okay. New Mexico has been a place where you come and your family when they can trust you. Okay, and that's the way New Mexico has been traditionally for a long time. Okay, and the people that established Texas, okay, earned what my mom when my mom showed up at Jeff High School and are you a rebel or a Yankee? My father's name is Philip Sheridan Murphy. You're a goddamn Yankee. And then, and all the people, goddamn nigger lover, my poor mother got that all through. I'm sure she got that not as intensely in Missouri, but I'm sure in Missouri, it's Missouri. But the thing was, they were on a military post in Missouri. But in the 1940s and 50s, military posts weren't like, oh, look, it's the black soldiers over there. That's That's Joe Louis. He's our pal. He's our good old. He represents the army quite well. He knocks people out for the army, for lots of money. He does. We're so proud of him in the army. We are. Yes, especially us British, us Irish, and us Germans. Especially when he knocks out Dempsey or Sullivan or So he fell down before he even got touched. I think they're going to call a penalty on him for faking it. Yeah. I think they're going to card the kid from Switzerland. He turned the corner and he fell. Maybe he cramped up. Uh-oh, somebody just got red carded. Maybe he cramped up, that's why he fell. You never know. You can't assume that. I'd give him a yellow card, but I don't know. You don't know. If the guy fell and he cramped up. That's weird. Why are we talking about this? I don't know. It's just a game for money, and money's stupid. That's true. Oh, he did trip over the ball. Okay. Oh, he got in trouble for running over the kid from Argentina. Yeah, that's what happened. Okay, I see. I didn't see it. When they showed the replay, my TV only shows a certain part of it. So yeah, no, he did run in recklessly in and take out the guy from Argentina. Okay, that was a red card. Okay, I see it. Yeah. Okay, never mind. Okay, I couldn't see it because of the way my screen. See, look, see how you can't see the score over there. And I've tried adjusting the picture and it doesn't fit, but my screen's always been this way. Dad's get the whole pictures in, but my TV doesn't. See how you can't read the score? Okay, so that's how I don't always see all the replays well. It doesn't show the whole picture. You know, kind of like you guys not looking at life eternally and trying to confine everything to this. Kind of like that. It's a lot like that. Okay, good, just so you guys know. I gotta get this one loaded here and we'll get it loaded. And then I gotta go wash me bum and then I gotta go fill up the air conditioners and start cooling out the bond there. Maybe get up some shorts. I'd like to get up some shorts. It feels good to exercise. Yeah, it does. The sun, man. When I go out in the sun for about 30 minutes a day, man, everything works and feels a lot better. I got to get my son to get it helps with the chemical poisoning and toxins. Yeah, sure does. You know, if today, I was noticing when there was sun out and I was like, okay, you better go out now and go out and get about 30 minutes worth of sun or the clouds will come out again like they've been doing all this summer and did last summer at certain times. We had a lot more overcast portions of the day during when I was going to go out and get sun than we've had in a long time. It's really weird. So now when I see it and I say, okay, there's an opportunity, there's sun, get your ass out there on that Chase Lounge. So that's what I do. So I just, every time I get the chance and it looks like I look at the sky and go, okay, it looks good for now. It looks like it'll last about another 30 minutes and it doesn't look like there's a lot of clouds. And so I get my ass out there and get it done. So, okay, guys, let's just finish this one here because I want to go get the air conditioners running out there and get my shots up. All right, peace out, man.